It's a statement of the Dominican Olympic Committee, not yes, yes.
But the messages that are coming from the foreign media, the American press, you're saying that they're untrue?
Very much untrue. The messages that were coming all emanated and originated from Deadspin, Fun Bag, video, and gossip. I challenge you now to go to that site and find out about Deadspin.
But these same messages were also reported by CNN, CBS, ABC, Good Morning America, to some of the international American media houses.
So I'm saying to you also that it originated from Deadspin. You also had on your mapping TV on February 14th, NBC, the sole TV broadcaster of Olympic Games, had a story with Angelica and Gary as the Valentine couple. Was that good news? And was that promotion of Dominica? You didn't see this one, but you read and you have seen, because all the stories that you heard on whatever news media, which started around the 24th of, that is the day after the games ended, 23rd, were stories originating from crass journalism, Deadspin, Fun Bag, video, and gossip. A company that has been sued repeatedly for defamation and deceit. You should visit their website.
Mr. Wilson, you would agree with me that Dominica's participation at the Winter Olympics was a historic moment for Dominica. A lot of people have been saying, they found it strange that the Dominican Olympic Committee didn't hold a formal press conference like they're holding now to announce to Dominica that we'll be participating in the games. And that most of Dominica's participation only came out through some of the American media houses.
That is so untrue. But when you reread what I have just released on behalf of the Dominican Olympic Committee, you realize that we could only go to the Olympic Games if we qualified, if the athletes qualified. And the qualification was completed on about the 18th of January 2014. Following that, we did have a release on DBS, news. That was news, okay? I think there was news that Dominica, why? Because I got a call from Mrs. Charmaine Green Brown, who asked if we were taking part in the Olympic Games, Winter Olympic Games. I told her, yes, and that would have been before the 18th. We most likely will, but we cannot go and blow trumpet if we are not sure that the athletes would qualify. And it takes 5 races to qualify. They had not done the 5th one. At least Angelica did hers on the 18th, okay? And so you don't go broadcasting that, yes, you will be. But the electronic media, I think DNO, is that what it's called? DNO had it. And that is where Charmaine Green Brown, I'm calling her name, I hope she forgives me for that, said she got the story. In fact, the story came out immediately after we had an executive meeting where we briefed for the second time our executive body of our likeliness of going to the games.
I'm not disputing that the information might have come out from the sources.
To give somebody else a chance. Sorry? Yeah. Thomas, you wanted to comment? No, hey. Let me just repeat circumstances. The DOC, you said, did not have a press conference or a press release, etc. Okay? But I'm saying to you, the circumstances that emanated towards qualification that got us there, we could not go and we would not have gone had we not qualified. Gavin, you will have to give some of the other press a chance to ask a question. But let me just say to you, you cannot use the entire press media release to occupy the same issue. I got my visa from Jamaica on Monday, the 27th of January 2014. The game started on the 7th of February. I had to be in Sochi on the 1st to attend the DRM. It's in the text. And I'm saying to you, on the 27th in Jamaica, I got my visa to attend the games. Okay? The Silvestri got theirs on the 30th, Friday the 30th. The flights were already booked, but they had not secured their visa. And you could not enter Russia without a visa. And you know the reasons, security and otherwise. Thank you. I'm Gavin.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson, Chris Matthew from DBS Radio. Hearing calls for your executive, your political committee to resign. People are saying, what I'm hearing is, there seems to be a lack of transparency. The handling of Dominica's athletes and so on at Olympic Games, people have a lot of questions. How would you respond to these calls?
Sorry, I didn't get it. The handling of?
The handling of Dominica at the Olympic Games, the manner in which things are done. I'm hearing out there that it's time for...
Yes, but Curtis, yeah, but Curtis, I'm saying, what things to be done?
The handling of Dominican athletes and basically...
What is the handling of athletes? That's what I'm asking.
Participation at these games. People are saying that there seems to be a lack of transparency, the way things are done. People seem not to know what is going on.
Okay.
I'm asking you, Mr. Wilson, now, can you respond to this calls for your executive to resign?
Curtis, it's amazing that Curtis Matthew would talk in that way. Do you know that Curtis Matthew was the first reporter who attended? No, hold on. I have to. Let me answer. Let me answer. No, let me answer. Yes, but Curtis, we are paying DBS for the time. Can you give you ask a question? So, no, I am saying to you, 1996, Curtis Matthew, let the world and Dominica know, was the reporter who was brought to the Olympic Games. And Curtis, you remember the event? But hold on. Can you? I am responding.
Because of lack of transparency, that's what they say.
Two, in 2000, we brought Mr. Maurice Cyril. I was president. And similarly, in 1996, when you went, Curtis, I was there as chef de mission, vice president then. At London, we had Mr. Darwin Telemack. Do you know that in Athens, as well as in Beijing, the then Dominican Olympic Committee, I wasn't part of it, did not bring a reporter. So what I'm getting to is the transparency you speak about. At every Olympic Games that Felix Wilson has attended, we have had a reporter there. We, with the nearness of qualification to the Sochi Games, on certainty, we could not bring one. But we would have been happy to bring Curtis, because Curtis seemed to be the fella of the first games. We'd appreciate that.
I'm talking about bringing any reporter. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the bodies out there seem to be suggesting there's a lack of transparency within the executive of your DOC. I'm just asking you to respond to that.
Curtis, I have just explained transparency and brought you into it. Transparency in terms of when we have attended games, when Felix Wilson has attended games, in every instance, we have had a Dominican reporter to inform ball by ball, day by day, ski by ski, high jump by high jump, what is taking place. We could not do so at the Sochi Games. And that, I think, is unfortunate. But the nearest of qualification time, of registration, it was not possible. I think that answers. You want me to speak about resignation. I mean, who's resigning? Should I resign? Hold on. Should I and the executive resign from promoting Dominica and making us known? I told you about the confusion, and Dominicans encounter that. People do not know the difference. Yopa connect où, yopa connect moi, because we are Dominican Republic people. Okay? Dominica's present on the world stage, like we are at the UN, Curtis. tells the world that we exist. Thank you.
Mr. Wilson, back to the ski federation. Could you
Sorry?
to the Dominica Ski Association? Could
Yeah.
you elaborate as to the members of that association?
Could I elaborate?
Yeah, as to who are the members of that?
There are how many? Five committee members. I cannot give you all the names now. Similarly, look, I heard basketball now has a new executive, an association executive. I don't know the persons. Only UD John I know as president. I don't store that information, and it's not. Just go to the Dominica Olympic website or to the Dominica Ski Association. The president is Gary De Silvestri. There are three Dominicans who are, I'm sorry? There are 3 Dominicans who live in Dominica who are on that association. That's what I can tell you. But as to give names, I don't think that is relevant here, because every national association that's affiliated to the Dominica Olympic Committee should have an executive, and the membership can be accessed. But I hope, Gavin, that is the more important point here, is that we have been, that is Dominica, to 6 Olympic Games to date. And if we didn't have persons, the diaspora, as part of our team, we wouldn't get far. We wouldn't get far. So please, the media, try and encourage persons who are in some way linked to Dominica, okay? Carrying Dominican passport, of Dominican parentage, or what have you. Please, they're out there. In Canada, as I said, there's no snow on Mont Diablotin, which was one of those comical things. But also note, we have no athletic track. So most of the work that is done by our Olympic qualifiers have to be done outside the shores of Dominica. And just related to that, and misinformation. It was said, I heard by some radio announcer or talk show host, that Thomas Dorset was in Sochi. That he actually has a picture of Thomas Dorset at Sochi, and went on to say several other things. Thomas Dorset, the Secretary General of the DOC, was not in Sochi. Ask his employer where he was between February 7 and February 23. So that is the kind of misinformation that you get, and I think I am asking reporters, journalists, etc., to do more in-depth research. I hope when you leave here, you will go to Deadspin to find out about their character. There was even something comical I read in this Deadspin and Associates releases. Some of them, the stories are on the same thing. They said that Gary De Silvestri has friends like Warren Buffett. I never knew that, found out like you. Warren Buffett, and even John F. Kennedy. Gary De Silvestri was born in 1967. John F. Kennedy died in 1963. 63. So he wasn't even born yet, but he had him as a friend. So people, please analyze the garbage that you get from the electronic media and that spreads. That only thing is to tarnish people's character. I'm supposed to have millions. You'll have connection with the banks and the credit union. I deal with them. And you'll have friends. You'll get in private information. Find out if on my return I bank those millions or the DOC bank the millions. And talking about openness, which somebody asked, DOC is the only national association that religiously every year publish its financial statement, audited. I challenge any other sporting organization to match what we do. What is openness? I think it's 9:30?
10.
Huh?
You going up? Yeah.
The half an hour has passed, but remember, DBS, we started late. We didn't start bang on time, and I was here. My executive members with us. I should compliment our PRO, Ms. Avril Eli, and Thomas Daughters, the secretary, who is here with us, all the executive members. And I should say to you, we took no action without, that is going to the Winter Olympic Games, without calling at least three executive meetings to revisit everything to show that what we are doing is just like what we have done for the 5 other Olympic Games that we have attended. Okay? And a quick thing. I think in 1998, you remember Felix Augustine?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Felix Augustine, who was at DBS Curtis, he was trying to set up a ski association. You know, he was on his way to Canada. And they wanted to do curling to attend, I think, the, not, it wasn't Vancouver. Vancouver is just recently. Salt Lake City Games. And he couldn't get an association together, but he wanted to do curling, a sport that had just come on board in the Olympic program. So now that we have a ski association, here it is, we have a benevolent person of a couple that is prepared to help, not only for Winter Games, Summer Games, through scholarships, help young persons, Dominicans, to attend international competitions and Olympic Games. Isn't that openness?
Mr. Wilson, in light of what has transpired, would it then, or the association be taking any sort of legal action against Spain and BBC and NBC and CNN and CBS and all the other major networks that carry this negative comment?
What the Dominica Olympic Committee will continue to do is to promote Dominica. Persons, let me say to you, I met someone, having a haircut this morning, I met someone, and he told me that through whatever sources, he found out that 12 Austrian, having seen Dominica at the Winter Olympics, you remember I mentioned about curiosity? Having seen Dominica, they are planning to visit this beautiful country. As to what that contributes, that, as my dear friend mentioned about openness, that kind of promotion that the Dominica Olympic Committee haven't been asked to do so, you know. That is part of our in-house, the executive's mandate, the General Assembly's mandate to participate in our rightful competitions, Olympic Games. I should say to you, Dominica Olympic Committee has not and will not solicit funds from the general public to attend Olympic Games. It is financed by the International Olympic Committee. So not that we will not answer to the general public and to disabuse the wrong information, the false information. Okay? I cannot tell you about lawsuits on behalf of the Dominica Olympic Committee because we haven't discussed that at the executive level. Yes. Who wants to?
Final question. Would you say, Mr. Wilson, the publicity as a result of Dominica's participation in the Games, would you say the publicity helped Dominica or it was just not good news for us?
Mate, it has done marvelousness for them. You see, Dominica on all press, you know, well, American for sure, all press. Have you heard Europeans make any comments or written anything? No. But on some of the American press, and I would hail NBC, because NBC, let me tell you, we were approached by Associated Press, by Reuters, by a Chinese English TV and what have you group, by Russian TV, and the Russian TV reminded us that President Obama and other persons are there. So that is the sort of mileage we got from being there. It's something you cannot measure. And I wish the DDA, that is the Discover Dominica Authority, who I brought up a overload suitcase of material, promotional material. I wish they too would come out and make a statement on behalf, because the benefits, Curtis, will come. It's very much like education. I've been a teacher all my life. Good? I now see when I go to the hospitals, the nurses, in the teaching fraternity, everywhere, persons who I helped in education. Let us not forget that. And they are professional persons giving contribution, immeasurable contribution to the country. Can we now end? Because we'll have to pay DBS for much more. Thank you very much for coming.